Hi, this is Sonia, and I am here to just show you how I've set up my planner for the beginning of 2014. I don't know how long I'll leave it like this, so we'll just see. At the end of 2013, I downloaded the DIY fish inserts, and I liked some things about them and not other things. They have a lot of room, so if you're a busy person, they're great. But I'm not a very busy person, as you can tell from this week here. So it was a lot of space that I didn't necessarily need, and then also the month being the opposite direction really threw me off. I could never make my brain work that way. But I really loved the week on one page setup like this, and it really showed me that the week on two pages from the Punctuate planner that I had been using was just probably too much for me. But I did like that you have all these extra spaces for writing notes. So you've got a space here, and then a whole notes page over here with a little section broken off over there. And I really liked that separation of the different areas, even though I didn't really use them very much, because like I said, I don't have a lot of things going on. So moving into 2014, I decided to kind of put together the things that I liked and not use the things that I didn't like, and do a more DIY approach, and probably use more things that I have in my hoarded post-it notes section than I had otherwise been doing. Also, I think I really started getting into art journaling and mixed media, and I think that that had an effect on the DIY slash mixed up approach that my planner has taken on now. So I'm back in my Franklin Covey compact. It's a Flourish. And the Franklin Covey compact is the same paper size as the Filofax personal size. It's just half an inch wider. So this is how I have it set up. I'm back to having my 4 pens in here. I moved from Le Pens, which is what I had been using, to, and I think Bic for hers, to these High-Tech C Pilot pens. They're 0.4, so they're super thin, and that really changed a lot of things about my planner as well. The fact that these are so thin, I can write so much more in a smaller space, that that really changed how much space I need. I also have a pencil in here. So I have the purple and black, purple for family events, black just for notes and to-dos, pink for my stuff, and then pencil, of course, just need a pencil. Another thing that I'm sticking with is the planner and wallet in one. I started doing that in October with my orange Mundi, and then carried that through with the red day runner that I used. I'm just going to put it back here so this will kind of be angled up. It'll be better that way. Yeah. I liked that. That really worked. So I have my driver's license and my debit card here on the left side, and then everything else, all other credit cards or gift cards or business cards or anything like that, is still in my mini Finsbury black zip that I keep in my purse, and I don't really need it. So like I said, I've got my driver's license, my debit card, a couple post-it notes, and then just some things that belong elsewhere. My I Love Waffles needs to go to work. I stole this from H-E-B. Well, it's not stealing. It was blank. Doesn't have money on it, but I really wanted it because it's got a flag of Texas on it. So I brought it back home with me, and now I'll look at it when I miss Texas. And then a fortune cookie or two in there that I want to put in my art journal. And then over here I've just got a fly leaf with some post-it notes on it. And then I still have my Tim Holtz. It's like divided in 3, and it fits my Polaroid Pogo pictures perfectly. I just washi tape the sides and then hole punch them. And then I made dividers for this from Heidi Grace. It was a Heidi Grace paper pack that was at Joann's a couple months ago, and I thought it was a little bit springish, and I'm hoping for spring here in the middle of January with snow coming tomorrow. So a little bit of spring in my planner is nice. So this is the first section, my calendar section. Oh, and these are some art pops by Robin Marie Smith that my husband got me for Christmas, set of them and some note cards and some other things. And she is an artist that makes, she cuts down some of her art and puts it onto Project Life size cards. And so I laminated them and hole punched some of them because I don't Project Life, but I like using Project Life cards in my planner. And I think that I'll probably start painting them, and I've bought some of her workshops and I really like her style. So you'll see it throughout my planner. I think there were also some in my Kiki K planner that I did a video of previously. So then I have the Filofax 2014 calendar here in case I need to reference it. And then here is kind of the big planner for future planning. It's a Filofax personal size fold out. It's got 1 year on it. And this is where I really go to write things down just because of the way the rest of my calendar section is set up. So it's just got all the forward planning on it. So what I'm using for my weekly section is it's from A Bowl Full of Lemons, the Rainbow Planner, and it was the weekly planner or something like that. I don't remember exactly what it's called, but it's from A Bowl Full of Lemons Rainbow Planner, and I'll put a link down below. And it folds out and then folds back in half. And I am using it kind of similar to the DIY Fish, where I'm taking my individual pages, daily pages, and folding them in with the weekly pages. So then I just get these books that are 2 weeks long, and then I'll flip back to an empty one. I think the last one is pretty empty. So the way that she has it set up is across the top, I guess, is for appointments or, you know, keeping track of things. It doesn't have a title, or maybe I whited it out, I'm not sure. Anyway, I use kind of the GTD, the Getting Things Done system, where I have errands, so at errands, at work, at home, and then I just write things for each of those types of things or types of places where I am. And then the first line is the week 1 and second line is week 2. So what I've done is instead of using it for 1 week, I've divided every section in half and I'm using it for 2 weeks. And what that allows me to do is the amount of things that most people have for 1 week, I have for 2 weeks. So I don't have pages that are super empty. Also, it puts me on the same schedule as my finances. So we get paid every 2 weeks. And then, so this keeps track of the bills that are needing to be paid during those 2 weeks. And then also for menu planning. Planning for 2 weeks is cheaper, and the second week of grocery shopping is a lot smaller than the first week, so it helps with the bills as well. So that's why I decided to go with a 2-week system. This second section is for appointments. I just drew a line down the middle, and I use it for the 2 weeks. The chores, I just divide in half as well. Over here was the menu planning section. It was breakfast, lunch, dinner, and snack, and I just, again, divided in half. First column, lunch of the first week, second column, dinner of the first week, and so on. The grocery list, and then over here is to-dos and bills that are due. So I'll show how I'm using it, but that's how a blank one is set up, and then you can flip it back and forth depending on which, what you need to write on. So I like that aspect of it. So I've been using this for about 6 weeks now. And 3 weeks of that I was on vacation, so it looks like I was really busy, but that was only because we had appointments and things with our friends. I will go to the last 2 weeks that I used it. The first week we were still on vacation, so it looks like we were really busy and there's not a lot of to-dos. And then the second week we were home, so not a lot of appointments, but a bunch of to-dos. So that's why it looks so different. But anyway, like I said, we didn't have a lot of errands that we needed to run when we got home, mostly just go to the grocery store and, get ourselves ready to go back to work. So for errands, we just had a couple places we needed to go. I'm going to keep moving this over till it's centered. And then appointments, not many appointments. Here I've divided the chore section in half, so the top half is week 1, the bottom half is week 2. And I know I don't need to remind myself to do the dishes in the laundry or to clean up, but I have, I don't know, some kind of sick pleasure in reminding myself of that I do dishes 4 days out of 7 or something like that. So I don't know why I'm tracking it, but I am. And then over here, just keeping track of our lunches and dinners. I have another section where I do the planning, and then this is just more of what we actually did. And then I have another grocery list, which I'll get to, but this is just if things come up during the week. So for example, up here, flour, baking powder, oil, buttermilk, my coworkers bought me a waffle maker at work, so I just needed to make a quick trip to the grocery store to buy all the stuff to make them waffles as a thank you. So that was just jotting down what we needed. And then this is actually all we needed for the second week. Because of the menu planning on the first week, we didn't really need to buy a lot of things. And then over here, I've just got my to-do list. It is usually divided the top half with to-dos for the first week, second half is to-dos for the second week, but since we were gone that first week, there really wasn't much to do. This is pretty much all from the second week. And then I draw a box around the days that it needs to get done, put an X and cross out when it actually is done, and then down at the bottom I keep track of the bills, how much, and when they're due. I've still got some project life cards in here and post-it notes, just mostly for decoration. Now that I have so many other places to put to-do lists, I'm not super using them. And then I have a graph paper in here that keeps track of every 2 weeks, basically the envelopes, the Dave Ramsey or envelope budgeting system. Instead of writing it on the envelopes, I keep it here. Clearly we went crazy over budget in going out section because of being on vacation and putting gas in my parents' cars and things like that. And then I still wanted to do the week on one page, so to find a printable that looked similar to the DIY fish one, I went searching everywhere to find one that starts on Monday and is horizontal. I think this is what they call horizontal. Anyway, that goes across. This ended up being a meal planning page from Miss Tina's printables, and I'll put a link down below. And I just white out the thing at the top that says meal plan with washi tape or with whiteout, and then I just use it as my week on one page, and then I write the dates just so I know, and that's pretty much all I need. That one is pretty busy. Let me find the second week. This is the second week where we were at home, so clearly a lot less going on. And then what I do to kind of compensate for a section to write notes is put a bunch of empty sheets at the back. So I have note paper here that I've cut and hole punched where I'm writing down what I'm eating because I'm trying to keep track of that. Here I was trying to keep of how much money we spent while on vacation. And then just basically notes and notes for the scrapbook that I keep in my Filofax Flex, or if I decide to pick up Project Life, which I haven't decided about, but I don't know. I don't know. But anyway, so here I just get to use a little bit of all different kinds of things. I've got some bullet journaling. Now that I'm back, I have things that I need to get done around the house. So that's how I'm using it. And then at the end of the 2 weeks, I just tuck all those loose pages behind it and make a little booklet. I have a weekly divider here that shows where the 2-week little planner is. So this is what it looks like. Today's Monday. This is what it looks like for the week. Like I said, not a lot going on. And then here's the back. I've got my finance sheet here, and then I've got the Franklin Covey page marker for the week that I'm on. And as far as decoration, I decorate the week on one page and then incorporate both weeks' decorations into the 2-week one. I don't know. So that's just what I'm doing. And then my mother-in-law gave me these tiny little paper clips, and they're super, super thin. And I use them to mark the first week and the second week so that I don't get lost in all the papers trying to find that second week or the first week. So they just get moved every couple weeks. And then I've got just some of my random papers from my little hoard of notebook papers in here, ready to go when I need them. So that is how I've set it up. I hope that wasn't too confusing. It's not super complicated, but it's weird to try to explain. So then the next section is my Sonia section. It's pretty much the same as all my other videos. I've got tips to be less stressed, stuff that I want. This is from the Miss Tina printable set that I bought. This is another of the Art Pops by Robin Marie that I laminated. Things that I want to get done, you know, scrapbook stuff. This is from the Miss Tina exercise printable when I finally get out of bed in the morning and start working out again. I still have my Bible study page in here. And then I have a family section, and I have some of my daughter's scribbles here. And then this is also from the Miss Tina's printables. I covered it up, but it's basically just a small section for keeping track of birthdays and anniversaries. So now I have it all on one page. I don't have room to write what I got for presents to give to people, so I might try to put that on the back or something. Here is where I'm going to put my cleaning schedule when I finally get around to doing it. And then this is the same as what I had before, keeping track of our toiletries and how many we have, what size clothes my daughter already has and what she needs, stores that I need to shop at and their hours, and then just some extra paper and contact information. And then I have the kitchen section here and another art pop. I've got the shopping list. This is from the Rainbow Planner, I think the menu kit, and it has the grocery store divided up by section. This is the second week that I need to go to the grocery store, so not very much that I need to buy. And then here is the menu planner. So this is the unwhited out one that I now use for a weekly planner, but this is the menu planner, and I just write on little flags all the meals that we like and put them in order for the 2 weeks. If it's a short recipe, I put it here on the side. If it's a longer recipe, I just leave it online or in my cookbooks. This is our meal plan for the next 2 weeks. And then back here I have a list of what we've got in the freezer or the fridge, so I can make meals out of them if I need to. Here are the flags for the meals that we have liked, so I keep them. If we don't like them, then I just throw them away. The pantry inventory, what sauces and spices we have. And then this is the finance section, which I'll just skip over. And then back here I've got just a little zip pouch to put money in. I don't carry much money around, so that's really all I need. And then another one with coupons, and then I've got my checks back there, and like my Costco card, things like that that I don't want to have to dig around for. And in the back I don't have anything in that pocket back there. So that is my planner, and I hope that you enjoyed this, and let me know if you've got any questions or suggestions.